Welcome to another insightful installment of Drive Safe, where we learn how to drive safe, what to do on our roads, what not to do on our roads, so that all of us can prevent the carnage and stay alive, basically. Now, we're going to continue from where we left off the last time. But right before we get into today's installment, though, so you think you know. How much do you know about road signs? Well, look at this road sign and let's find out just how much you know. Now, at the tail end of today's segment, we're going to give you the correct answer, and you'll find out just how much you do know.
You have the indicator lights, or what we call the trafficator lights, okay? Now, this works with what we call a flasher unit. The flasher unit is connected somewhere in the dashboard, that anytime you want to turn left or right, okay, you have to push your trafficator stick either up. When it goes up, then it means that you are turning right. And because of the flasher unit, you have the lights breaking and flashing, okay? You have others that are red, others that are orange, but once it's flashing, that gives you that information that this car is turning to the right. Or turning to the light. You may see others which are blinking, okay? And then others think that when you put on that emergency light, those are emergency lights, emergency flashing light, that means you are going straight. No, that doesn't mean that.
You mean those with the, in some vehicles with the triangle, almost like a warning triangle?
Yes, it's a warning triangle, and then others will say they are called double trafficator. But no, it's an emergency light. That emergency light comes with a lot of information. If your car is not doing well and you are driving, if you have any problem, you shift to the outer lane and then you put on that emergency light, which will keep on flashing. So other road users will see your car and they will know there's a problem with it.
You're going through some kind of emergency situation.
Okay, then you have other situations where you have parked your vehicle and then you have those lights on. For instance, if you have a problem and then you have stopped at the bus stop and you haven't put on those emergency lights, the authority will have every right to come and clamp your vehicle away. Right. If you have a problem, put on those lights, let it blink, and when it's blinking, it doesn't affect the battery. It can blink all day, and you need to have a strong battery anyway. If you have any emergency, at least within 2 hours, when your blinker is on, it doesn't spoil anything. So that is the purpose. And then others also use it.
But even before you move on, I do know that if you are to leave your other lights on, I don't know whether it's the headlights, your battery could run down. It's happened to me before.
Yes, precisely.
When you leave that. So what are the differences? Because some people, even in such situations, don't turn these on because they are afraid their batteries will run down. I'm talking about the blinker,
leaving your headlights on consumes a lot of power. You know, when the vehicle starts, okay, when you start your vehicle, it's the battery that takes the power and distributes it to the alternator. So as you drive, the alternator will recharge that lost energy from the battery. So if you have a bad alternator, then it means that your battery will not last longer. Okay, so when you leave your headlights on, you are destroying your battery. But when you leave your trafficator lights on, it takes just, a little bit of your battery, but it shouldn't be on for 24 hours, at least within that short period that you would call for the emergency service.
You should be able to sort yourself out. So that's the difference.
That is it.
Let's continue with what you were saying about the tail.
Right, so that is the emergency lights. The emergency lights, you can use it for driving like I mentioned. If it is raining and then you notice that no, others must see you well, and then it's an emergency situation, you can also switch it on, okay, whilst you drive gently.
So it's a bit hazy, and it's raining, and you're afraid that you are not so visible. You can turn on the
Yes.
triangular lights.
Yes.
What is the triangular sign in your
Yes.
car? Those warning
Yes,
lights.
that's emergency
Right.
blinkers. Or you can turn it on. It is all to do with warning other road users of something either ahead of you, okay, or if you have a problem with your vehicle. So these are the blinkers. Then we have what is connected to the headlights. Whenever you switch on your parking light, we have the parking light also on at the rear, okay, which is red. Those lights, whether you turn on to the dim or the high, remains the same. It gives the vehicle behind you that warning that that vehicle in front of me has put on his lights, okay, and then that is it. So if we go over again, we have the reverse lights, we have the dim lights, we have the brake lights, which are powerful, we have the indicators, and then you in Europe, when you're driving, we have another type of light which is brighter than the brake light.
I see.
Yes, when you put that light on, that gives a warning to other road users that the road condition is worse than what you see. Okay?
Wow.
Yes. So those lights are featured only at the right side, depending on where you drive in Europe, whether you drive a right-hand vehicle or left-hand vehicle, right? It points to a direction where you driving behind will know, look here, the road is terribly in a bad condition, and therefore
you have to be careful.
Right, you have to be very careful and follow the vehicle behind you. When it moves to the left, move to the left, move to the right, move to the right. So the tail lights, like you see, are also damp, they are deaf, but they communicate with you.
We started today's segment with "So You Think You Know," and we gave you that image of one of our road signs. Do you think you got the answer right? Check out the answer. And that is the correct answer for today. At least together, we've learned something new. If you didn't know, now you know. Thank you so much for joining us for today's Drive Safe segment. Tomorrow, we continue with another installment from right where we are leaving off today. And don't you forget to drive safe, stay alive. Thank you for your company.